She stood by the window, watching the world unfold in the soft light of the morning. The way the sun kissed the edges of the trees, and how the shadows danced on the grass. A faded photograph lay forgotten on the mantel, capturing the laughter of a boy, the wide smile, so like his father's, and it brought a rush of memories, uninvited yet familiar. Billy, that's what they called him, her little explorer, the boy with a heart full of dreams and eyes that sparkled with mischief. The wisteria was in bloom, draping the old porch in a cascade of purple, and she could almost hear his laughter echoing in the rustle of the leaves. He would dash outside, his bare feet slapping against the wood, arms outstretched, trying to catch the sunbeams before they slipped away. "Mom, look!" he would shout, standing triumphant with a butterfly cupped in his palm, its wings fluttering like tiny whispers against his skin. She would smile, her heart warmed, a fleeting moment of innocence wrapped in his excitement. But now, the silence filled the room, heavy like a garment too tight, wrapping around her chest. She felt his absence like an ache, steadily persistent, an old friend she never wanted to meet. Those mornings were sacred. The way Billy would sit cross-legged on the kitchen floor, surrounded by toys and crayons, mapping out his next grand adventure before breakfast. "I'm going to find treasure," he insisted one day, scribbling a treasure map that spiraled wildly on a piece of scrap paper. She couldn't help but shape his dreams, stitching together laughter and love as the backdrop to his fantasies. But time, relentless in its march, wore on. There was a day, a seemingly innocuous Tuesday, when worry wove itself into the fabric of their routine. Heartbeats timed with heavy breaths, nerves crackling like static, culminating in a shuffle through hospital doors, sterile and indifferent. "He'll be okay, right?" she had asked the doctor, her voice trembling like the autumn leaves outside, her foundation crumbling beneath her very soul. The doctor nodded, but the words bounced off the walls, hollow and echoing, leaving her with fragments of hope. Days morphed into weeks, and still, the gardens bloomed outside, life carrying on. Yet her world felt suspended, stuck in a moment captured under glass. Those evenings, when the sun dipped low, pouring amber light through narrowed spaces, she would sit beside his bed, holding his hand. "Billy, I'm here, always," she'd whisper, as if her words were invisible threads, tethering him to this world, to her. But healing wasn't linear. It twisted and turned in ways she understood only in glimpses. One night, the storm rattled the windows, a cacophony above their fragile roof. "Mom," he called, a small voice burrowing deep in her heart. She rushed to his side, settling next to him as he clutched his blanket tightly. His eyes blazed like fireflies caught in the night. "Will you tell me about the pirate treasure again?" A simple request, but it opened the floodgates. So she spun tales of adventure under distant stars, of brave swashbucklers sailing across uncharted realms in search of gold, of mermaids and magic, all embroidered in the fabric of her words, a patchwork of imagination and healing. Each story was a salve, smoothing over the raw edges of their reality, bringing light to shadows that crept in. And slowly, they both began to breathe again. Yet even with laughter spilling from their lips, the specter of uncertainty lingered. Days grew brighter, but shadows hid in corners, lurking just beyond view, waiting. "Mom, are we going to be okay?" Billy asked one night, his small face clouded by thoughts too big for his age. "Yes, darling, we will be." But the truth, raw and honest, was wrapped in questions she didn't yet have answers for. And so she stood by that window again, now different, the light almost welcoming, splashing hope across her heart, yet the unknown wove itself through every moment.